So in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I think visuals are very important in video games. And when I say visuals, I'm not just talking about the graphics, how good the graphics are. I'm more talking about the overall style of the game and the feeling that you get when you see the aesthetic of the game that you're playing. And this can be a lot of things, how the game just looks in general, particle effects, lens flare, even like the heads-up display. So I'm gonna give some examples of visuals in video games, some good examples, some bad examples. And in the background, I have some Kane and Lynch 2 gameplay because I feel like Kane and Lynch 2 is a perfect example of a game with a very nice and cool aesthetic to it. And also got some Max Payne 3 gameplay that'll be coming in later. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and talk about some other games. The first example I'm going to be talking about is with GTA 4. I'm going to go ahead and put an image up on screen, and this image is going to be showing the difference of visuals between each GTA 4 DLC, the original, Lost in the Damned, and the Ballad of Gay Tony. Now you see with GTA 4, the base game already has a very dark style to it, and that really fits the aesthetic of GTA 4. But I mainly wanted to talk about how it changes with each DLC. If you go down to the Lost and the Damned, that's a game where you play as the Lost MC in a biker gang. And you can see that the visuals in that game look a lot more orange and like grungy to fit that aesthetic of being a biker. And there was even a film grain option in the settings. And below that, you can see the Ballad of Gay Tony. That one is a lot more upbeat when compared to the other two versions of the game. So the colors look a lot better. They look a lot bluer, and it kind of fits that nightclub aesthetic. Now if you go on to GTA 5 didn't do this, and I think it would have been really cool since it was 3 characters with 3 completely different personalities that you play as in that game. It would have been a lot cooler if you could switch to a different character and have like this different aesthetic going on. There's only one difference I could find between the 3 characters, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on screen. And you can see the difference. The only difference is when you look at the sun, there's like a different sun flare when you look at the sun as a different character. So I don't know about y'all, but I feel like they could have done a lot more. So I went ahead and made my own edit of each character, like kind of like what I would have liked to see if you switched to a different character in GTA 5 and what you saw, like their perspective was different. So I'm going to go ahead and put those edits up on screen. Now I want you to bear with me just a little because I'm not an expert on designing or anything like that. But this little edit goes to show something that they could have done when having different perspectives as each character in GTA. You see the picture on the left is the original. The edit on the right, that is the one that I made. Now, for Michael, I just added like a vignette filter and some sun flare because he's really into movies and stuff like that, so I thought it would fit his personality a bit. For Franklin, I didn't do much. I just made things a bit greener. I couldn't really find out what to do as him, but I feel like the original version of the game, I guess, fit him well. And lastly, for Trevor, for his edit, I really just made things a lot grungier, a lot more film grain to kind of fit that aesthetic that he has going on. But yeah, like I said, these might be a little over the top. They can just be slight differences, but it would be pretty nice switching to and from character and seeing these different visuals. Now, this is something they could do with GTA 6, and I'm kind of hoping they do. Another game series, for the most part, that I felt like had really great visuals were the Battlefield games. Now, the newest Battlefield 2042, if you just get any picture that I'm going to put up of Battlefield 2042, you can really see that it's just a bland looking game and it just looks boring. While if you compare it to something like Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3, you can really see is a lot more lens flare, and just the colors just look a lot more pleasing to look at and give you that overall feeling when you're playing the Battlefield games. After all, the visuals, they're going to be something that you're looking at all the time when you're playing these games. Now, you see Max Payne 3 here. I feel like Max Payne 3 is a game that was great and got made even better by the aesthetic that it has and the overall visuals of the game. Just go ahead and ignore like what's going on with the screen. You see like there's a screen on top of a screen. That's not a part of the game's aesthetic. That's just me messing up the recordings, I guess, and that ended up happening. But you can see like how these visuals really just, really enhance the game when you're watching it, or even when you're watching a cutscene. But if we go back to Kane and Lynch 2, now I really feel like Kane and Lynch 2 is a great example that just goes to show how important video game visuals are. Objectively, Kane and Lynch 2 is kind of a bad game. There's only like, I think, 11 missions. There's not like much going on besides just third-person shooting. There's not very much change up in the gameplay. There's no collectibles, no different endings, no choices that can affect the story. It's really just not too good of a game. But because of the visuals that this game has, I ended up playing through it like 4 or 5 times just because it just felt so cinematic when you were watching it, when you were playing it. Kane and Lynch 2 has this really ugly style to it, very dull colors, a ton of lens flare. When you look at like lights, there's like this lens flare that goes vertically up and down the screen, giving the aesthetic that it was like recorded on a cheap camera. That compared with the shaky cam and, like the pixelation, like when you get shot, like the camera will like pixelize, like it's glitching up like the camera got shot. And, blood that like drops that'll be on the screen, or, other like water droplets that'll end up on the screen, or dust particles and stuff like that. It really just feels cinematic. It's just something unique. It's a unique style that I've never seen put in any other game before. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and put some gameplay in the background of Kane and Lynch 2 without the visual effects. You can turn off the visual effects in the settings. You can also turn off the shaky camera, but that's not something that I had turned off. But the overall visuals of the game, if you look at them now with the effects turned off, you can really just tell how much it does and how much it changes. Like I said before, Kane and Lynch 2 just has a ton of pixelization and camera shake and lens flare and bloodshed. It looks like something from like a Haunted Mound music video, or like some random footage of G.G. Allin. And I actually have no interest in playing Kane and Lynch 1. I just saw a little bit of the gameplay and it really just doesn't look all that interesting compared to the gameplay of Kane and Lynch 2. Yeah, but that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video about video game visuals and why I think it's, so important that developers, make their games look unique and have a certain look to them. If you agree, tell me about it in the comments. And yeah, that's it.
We got him!
Okay, where now?
Through here.
She better be fucking worth it, Lynch.
She is.
This is insane, Lynch!
You don't fuck with Shanksy!
Shit!
Take a run for her apartment!
Where is it?
Down the other end! On the left! Just do as I say!
Watch out!